Welcome to Heart and Soul Homestead. I'm Juan.
I'm Lanisha.
And previously my wife uploaded a video, and as far as in the process of how we obtained our land, please go check that out. Like and subscribe and hit that notification button. Today we're going to talk about the purchase of our shed. I got on Google, I looked it up, and right off the bat, kind of looked like some of the sheds my wife had previously showed me on some of the other YouTube channels. And I was like, maybe this might be fitting for something that she might want to do. I ran it by her. She wasn't really having it at first. She's like, we're still in contract. Like, she ain't paying no mind, which was fine. I kept at it. And eventually, she entertained it. She was like, the only way I'm going to do this is if they're willing to go into contract or spring up a contract of some sort so that it's legit.
And so that happened on October 22nd. And like you said, I wasn't going for it at first just because I'm like, we haven't even closed on our property yet.
Right.
Like, that's cart before the horse. Like let's slow down a little bit. But then when he showed it to me a second time, I was like, let me really take a good look at this listing. And I kind of zeroed in on the listing price of it, and I was looking at the dimensions, and I was like, well, that is a good price for that size shed, and it's almost the size that we were ideally looking for. It was just shy of like 6 feet that we originally wanted. And so I said, well, if the owner hasn't sold it, you said it's been posted for however long, and it's still posted, maybe it's not selling, and we can convince them to go in contract with us and agree to hold the shed there at their property because they have acres and the space to keep it there, and it wasn't in their way or anything like that. So it would be a win-win situation. They need the money for their homestead projects, and we needed the shed for shelter. And so if they're willing to keep it there until we get on the land next year, I know that's a big ask, but again, if they have the space, they're not really losing out on anything. And if necessary, maybe we can work in some monthly storage fees to keep it there. The worst thing that could happen is that they say no. So let's just ask. And so my husband was like, why not?
So I presented the contractual idea that my wife had to this gentleman, and initially he wasn't really receptive to it. He said, well, I'm not sure. Let me go ahead and talk to my brother and my wife about it, and I'll get back to you. So I was out and about running errands. So by the time I got home, I was like, this is important. I got to tell her, face to face. So I get home, I let my wife know, hey, this is what the gentleman said. And, that's all that we got right now.
And for me, throughout this whole process, I've been just letting God lead me in this. And so I was like, let's not even worry about that. What will be for us will be for us. And we'll just know.
Right. And then at the same time, in the same breath, I was like, he's going to mess around and call us right back. And literally right after that last sentence, we get the call, and it's him agreeing to the term. So that's exactly how God works. And that's when things are meant to be.
Next, after that, after he agreed to go in contract with us and let us keep the shed there until May, I was talking to my husband, and I was like, well, did you make it clear that we don't want to pay the full price of the shed up front because we're not getting anything tangible in our hands? We're in a whole nother state. We don't have eyes on the shed to make sure that he's not selling it to somebody else or anything like that. And so please talk to him and make sure that that's crystal clear, that we would like to pay a portion of it up front and then pay the rest in May.
Amount up front. So he kind of just backed out, right? So I came home, I told my wife, hey, look, guy's not really feeling it, and this, that, and the other. And I looked at her and I told her, look, if it's meant for us and if it's meant to be, we just have to have faith. We're not gonna force it. We're not gonna push anything at this point. We're already doing a lot. And sure enough, within minutes, he calls back And he's all like, hey, after talking to my wife, right? Typically, wife knocks some sense into you. After talking to my wife, she says, honey, well, of course it is unsettling for them. Why would they pay all this money up front with nothing to show for it? So he's like, you know what? It makes sense to me. Let's go ahead and move forward with your initial offer. That obviously there were some contingencies and some things that we wanted to, look into as far as another possibilities of actually looking at it physically to know that this is real. Again, a lot of scams, a lot of fake stuff out there. And, to make such a large purchase or commitment, being that far away in a whole nother state was a lot. So I was able to get a hold of mom on my end and grandpa, and they're up northern past Phoenix, and they were able to drive down for us and actually look at it in person. They got footage. They called us while they were there. We were in contact the whole way through to kind of see how the process was going to go and to make sure that we weren't getting played. And thankfully they did that for us. So shout out to them. It was quite the trip. And at the end of the day, it was what they said it was, and so we were happy.
The front door. Come on.
You don't need stairs.
Get out. Get out. Get out. You too. What do you think you're doing?
You take your picture of me standing there?
Yeah, I was just doing video.
Oh, okay.
Actually, take a picture of you standing under that,
That's-
so they'll know how high that
That's
is.
why I was.
Oh, okay. I think
Cause are you
this is a little. There you go.
Cause are you the?
I went and go ahead and wrote everything up, went online, I found a template and drafted everything with the agreements of getting everything notarized on our behalf, on their behalf. Once the notarized were valid, everything was done, everything was emailed, and there was a paper trace for it. Then we would go ahead and make the initial deposit of a wire transfer that following Monday. And that was that. We were in there and it worked out for us great.
And so now we have our shed that will convert into our home. It is a 16 feet by 40 feet shed. And the cost of the shed, once we pay it completely off, will be $15,000.
Great. Yeah, no, we're excited. And, obviously this is another monumental step towards everything. Having had that taken care of, the land's taken care of, and also there's another post about our solar that was recently purchased as well. So that takes care of electricity, right? I think the water will be more feasible and tangible once we arrive to the property so that we can acquire the water, right? We want fresh water. We want to know where we're getting totes from and what type of, where we're going to keep the water and all that good stuff. But we have options and we have time. But yeah, we're excited and we're just ready to go. I'm ready to be there, honestly.
Already mentally checked out.
Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification button.
And stay tuned.
Thank you.